Oh my God. 614, 614, perfectly square, first shot. SPQR, Senatus Publius K. Romanus, the Senate and people of Rome. My big inspiration for this build is, Romulus and Remus, the two brothers raised by a mother she-wolf, raised in the wild like this wild homestead. Whoa. This thing is 1,000 times better. Oh my Lord. Worth it. This is worth $70. The other drill bit that I was using, you see all these shavings that come out. That other drill bit does not bring those shavings up. So it was really difficult to get the drill head out of the hole after I finished drilling. So this is not only faster, it's going to save the juice on my batteries, which die very quickly out here in the cold. I don't know how to tell you guys this, but we're going to have to take down these. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard our ancestors. They couldn't be more eloquent nor clear in their speech. Ooga booga. We're going to rebuild these walls. Okay, guys, we're stripped off the top 3 layers. We're down to the bottom 2. "12-inch framing screw." My third ex-wife would love to drill one of these things right into my skull, I can tell you that. Whoa, that is so much easier than spiking. "6'9". We've got the 12th layer here. We might need to harvest a 13th layer and then the ridge beams. Man, I could really use some help. Gods, can you send me any help today to help me finish off these walls and start the roof? The outer walls are now 8 feet 7 inches tall, which is amazing for multiple reasons. One of which is now I've got much more room to play with in terms of where I'm setting the roof. My floor is going to take up 6 inches on the bottom. And then where I put the sleeping loft, the floor for the sleeping loft, that's going to be another 6 inches. Look at that, the last one. It turned out really nice. It's looking really flat. Holy cow, that is sturdy, man. Here we go. Maple sap water coffee. Oh, good goodness. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, yeah.
So, what I've discovered is that all the boards are slightly askew in that they are angled ever so slightly this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to readjust that rafter so it's perfectly lines up straight with the edge of the plywood. I can just realign all the rafters off that one. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Thor's Red Oak. Thor's Red Oak. Hang in there, buddy. It's gonna be a rough night. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We got all the strapping up there. What like monotonous, repetitive work. I think it looks great. I think it's well worth the effort of doing the double crossover as opposed to putting the steel right into the roof. It's going to make it much more robust over the long term, rot proof, etc. Heck yeah, we got it all up. We got it all up. Look at that, man. Both sides. Can you believe that's all Crown land, man? That's like tens of thousands of acres of Crown land. Many, many ridge lines before you get to any more private land over there. I'm gonna cut the Rhino Tough moisture barrier because what I actually want, as far as I can tell from my research, you want any heat and moisture that is venting up from inside where my insulation is going to be between my rafters. You actually want heat coming up and moisture coming up and escaping out of this venting. So nice to finally have the end of this roof done. It was a little tricky because this hardware is not made for a flared roof. I've yet to find a really satisfying solution to the problem. I did put the foam capping on the inside edge, which is apparently waterproof, and then I sealed it up with a bead of silicone, big glob of silicone all the way up and down. Wow, that smells very interesting. I have never smelled that scent. I don't know if that's the hemp or the pine tar. Whoa, dude. So you see, we can look right up the field at Thor's Red Oak down there. Got all 4 walls done. But look at that, it looks really good. This, honestly, this oakum on these logs that are now stained, it kind of gives me a ship vibe. It looks like very nautical to me. Mr. James.
Okay.
Oh, hey, James.
Alexander, Nick, what are you doing here?
Gundabird summoned me because he said you needed some tools.
Oh my, this is exactly what I need. The MSA 200. Wow. Now, how do you pronounce that name? Is it Still?
Stiel.
Stiel.
By the way, this also means wiener in German.
Oh, yes.
I really wanted to have oak flooring. I didn't go for the solid oak flooring because that was about 25% more expensive. But this still has a layer of oak on the top, and then it's got several laminated layers of softwoods beneath. So you get all the benefits of having a hard floor. So this is much harder to scratch. But look at that. It's not super hard. Like, I'm glad we put that that underlayment, the Eco Cork underlayment. It was about $200, almost $200 with tax to do just this 12 by 16 feet. But I'm really glad because there's no noise. Like, there's the odd creak, but it looks good, folks.
Hello!
I see the silhouette of a little man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening.
Dude, amazing. Wow, it burns so differently than mine. So the idea is the air can flow through all these little perforations in the aluminum soffit, get up here, and then remember we've got the 1.5 inch gaps in between every rafter. So when the insulation sits up there, cold air up over the top of the insulation. And then at the top, we've got that vintage ridge cap. It takes the moisture and the warm air right at the top.
Wow! Watch out. Watch out. Whoa! Okay.
This thing is a beast. Oh!
Better nothing.
Yeah, because I find it's no sticks to those things.
You see these spikes?
Oh yeah.
Brutal.